Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Wednesday, January the 10th, and welcome to our video commentary. Today we're going to talk about what we just witnessed yesterday, the amazing meeting, open meeting, live television meeting between President Trump and the leaders of Congress. And it was just remarkable. I never recall seeing anything like that before. Normally, what you've had in the past are these kind of protocol courtesy visits where the cameras come in and everybody kind of says a few nice things about each other, but then they close the doors and then they start talking business. Yesterday, what we saw, or Tuesday, what we actually saw was, negotiations, again, simple negotiations, but nevertheless, people were putting their cards on the table and saying, this is what we want, this is what we want. And I thought it was remarkable. But most of all, it was remarkable in the context of the week that a book came out saying that the president was demented or crazy or something like that, that there were people thinking of invoking the 25th Amendment. That performance on television yesterday was probably the worst possible thing that happened to Michael Wolff and his pretty trashy book that we talked about on yesterday's commentary. Because what we saw was a President Trump, whether you like him or not, what we saw was a President Trump who was fully engaged, very much on top of his job, and very much saying to people this and this and that, and getting people to talk to each other, getting Democrats to present their position and so on. I thought it was, to me, it was an Oscar-winning performance by President Trump. And if anybody still wants to buy Michael Wolff's book, I guess you can get it, but my guess is that you'll be able to get a used copy of the book very soon, because that performance by President Trump was just absolutely remarkable, and especially in light of that book and all the other nonsense. Now, what's going to happen with DACA? I continue to say what I have said before, and that is that you don't have the votes right now in the Congress to have what they call a clean bill. And what they mean by a clean bill is simply up and down vote on some kind of DACA legalization. Even that is not very clean. What the Democrats want to do is that they just want to have an up and down vote that says legalize 800,000 people. Well, they don't have the votes to do that right now. They don't even have the votes in the Democrat Party to pass right now. As we have discussed before, there are several red state Democrats running for re-election, who are in very tough re-elections in places like West Virginia, Missouri, Indiana, North Dakota, Montana, and places like that. A clean bill that simply legalizes unconditionally 800,000 Dreamers is not going to fly. So there's not going to be a clean bill that simply legalizes 800,000 people. That's not going to happen. It doesn't have the votes to pass. What I do believe is going to happen is that you're going to see a combination of things where President Trump gets the border enforcement, perhaps expansion of the wall, employer enforcement, where he gets many of the enforcement things that he wants and public opinion wants. And then there will be, with that bill, I think you're going to see the legalization of not 800,000, some of them, not all of them are going to pass because there will be some criteria, but most of them will be legalized, and then we can put this behind us and we can deal with other issues. But I thought, again, President Trump's performance yesterday was just absolutely stunning good, and I do think we made some great strides. It's not going to be unconditional DACA. There's going to be a DACA legislation, but it's going to be conditional. It's going to be based on certain requirements on the border and with respect to enforcement. Have a great day, everybody. We have these commentaries over at YouTube. We also have them on Twitter, and we have them at my blog. Bye-bye, everybody. So long.